Black Man and White Woman in Dark Green Rowboat, a short story by Russell Banks, explores a conversation between two unnamed characters, the black man and the white woman. The story, featured in Banks' collection Trailer Park, 1981, subtly delves into the topic of a concealed abortion. The true meaning of their dialogue and the nature of their relationship are conveyed not through explicit words, but through the unspoken subtext. The story begins with the break of day in an ordinary American trailer park. The residents of the park begin their typical routines. The narrator describes the scorching heat of a summer day, the third day of an August heatwave, bearing down on the quiet community of trailer dwellers. An elderly man starts his morning with a swim in the nearby lake. Other inhabitants sluggishly rise and prepare for their jobs in town, their movements heavy and laden with a sense of regret. Down by the lake, another elderly man notices a young black man readying a rowboat for a day of fishing. The old man advises him that the harsh heat will make fishing difficult, and the fish are unlikely to be in a biting mood. Undeterred, the young man completes his preparations and patiently waits for someone to join him. Meanwhile, in the trailer park, a young white woman with blonde hair emerges from the trailer she shares with her mother, who serves as the park's manager. She makes her way to the lake, where she meets the young man at the rowboat and boards it. While he pushes the boat into the water, she applies suntan lotion to her arms and legs. Initially, an uneasy silence hangs between the young man and woman, with only the sounds of the lake enveloping them. Finally, the young woman breaks the silence. She reveals to the man that she has disclosed a secret to her mother, a secret that involves both of them. The young man becomes apprehensive, filled with worry. In the midst of their conversation, the young man's apprehension grows as he fears the potential repercussions now that the young woman's mother is aware of their relationship. However, the young woman tries to reassure him, asserting that her mother doesn't have any issues with their connection. She acknowledges that her late father might have had concerns about his daughter dating a black man, but she assures him that it's not something to worry about anymore. Despite her reassurances, the young man remains skeptical. Rather than addressing the weighty matters directly, the couple sidesteps the major issues and instead focuses on trivial topics. Through their veiled conversation, the reader gradually pieces together that the young man and woman share an intimate relationship, and that the young woman intends to undergo an abortion later in the day. Tension fills the air as the young man accidentally cuts himself on some fishhooks from his tackle box. He glares at the young woman in anger, and she offers him feeble words of comfort. While he fishes, she reads a magazine. Failing to catch any fish, the young man suggests they return to the trailer park. As they approach the shore, the young woman expresses concern about the boat running aground, but the young man mostly disregards her, fixating his gaze on the blurry and indistinct trailer park in the distance. In a moment of frustration, the young man confesses his wish to abandon the young woman in the rowboat on the lake. Yet, despite his words, he doesn't act upon his impulse. They return to the trailer park, finding it unchanged, oppressively warm and eerily quiet. The story concludes with the poignant line, "It was very hot, and no one said anything." While these closing words capture the story's prevailing atmosphere, they also allude to the complex layers simmering beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary occurrences, such as life in a trailer park and a brief fishing excursion on the lake. The scorching heat becomes a symbol of oppression, reflecting the stifling atmosphere in which the couple finds themselves. Their inability to openly communicate and the racial prejudice exhibited by the young woman's father further accentuate this sense of oppression. The phrase "no one said anything" highlights the pervasive silence that both literally and metaphorically engulfs life in the trailer park, inhibiting the couple from openly discussing the impending abortion or their true emotions. As the story progresses, the young man's emotional journey unfolds, encompassing feelings of anger, frustration, and regret. Yet, despite experiencing these intense emotions, he ultimately retreats back into silence. This reinforces the overarching theme of the story, the consequences of remaining silent. It explores how silence creates barriers, isolating individuals from one another and preventing them from fully embracing their own experiences. Ultimately, it robs them of opportunities and hinders their humanity. In essence, Black Man and White Woman in Dark Green Rowboat serves as a poignant commentary on the price of silence. It underscores how silence acts as a divisive force, disconnecting people and preventing them from fully engaging with each other and the richness of their own lives. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.